some tense moments south of the Fraser last night. Mounties had to use their Air One helicopter to chase down an erratic driver in a pursuit that also sent an officer to hospital. Greg Harper joins us now live from Surrey with details. Greg?
Good morning, Jody. Well, it was a dramatic police chase, and it ended just behind us here. This is where a police officer lost control. His vehicle ended up going down the embankment here, coming to rest in the gully. This all started around 9 o'clock last night in South Surrey. That's when police received a number of calls from people who observed someone driving erratically. Police say the driver was running red lights, was driving into oncoming traffic as well. Surrey RCMP were able to track the vehicle down by using Air One. Then the decision was made to try and stop the vehicle. That's when this happened. During the pursuit, an RCMP K9 unit lost control and crashed over an embankment, the vehicle coming to a rest in a gully. The officer was airlifted to hospital and is expected to be okay. The police dog was taken to the vet as a precaution. The good news here, police are able to catch the suspect just down the road. We're here on 192nd Street. The suspect is known to police, and right now that suspect is in custody. Jody?
All right, keep us posted. Greg Harper reporting live from Surrey this morning. Thanks, Greg. There's been another overnight shooting in Metro Vancouver, this time in Burnaby. Mounties are confirming reports of shots fired overnight between two vehicles in the area of 6th Street and 16th Avenue. The problem is police haven't found anyone with injuries and don't have any suspects. Investigators have recovered at least 50 shell casings from the ground and are continuing to interview witnesses. No one was killed, but with 6 shootings in 2 days, Surrey RCMP are going on the offensive. They've gone public with the identities of 5 men allegedly involved.
While nobody has been fatally wounded, any time that we see this type of violence playing out on our streets, we treat it as if it is akin to a homicide. So we are taking it as serious as we can.
RCMP are also looking for 3 vehicles they think are connected to the men and the shootings: a white SUV, a black Acura TL, and a gray Volkswagen Passat or Jetta. BC's minimum wage is going up in September, but not by much. The province's lowest paid workers will be getting $10.45 an hour, an increase of 20 cents. The government is also tying future increases to the Consumer Price Index. Based on inflation, the wage will likely increase 15 to 25 cents a year for the next few years.
The minimum wage is one of the things that provides support to low-income workers in British Columbia, but there are a series of other things, including housing supplements and rental support. All of those things, when you put them together, those are the kinds of things we have to consider when we're looking at the minimum wage.
I wouldn't buy a cup of coffee. You know, I mean, the reality is, you know, you'd be hard-pressed to have lunch once a week on what people are going to get for that 20 cents.
BC Federation of Labour has been calling for a minimum wage of $15 an hour. The Federation says it has the support of 75% of British Columbians. There's a new chapter in the rocky relationship between the provincial government and Vancouver School Board, with financial management once again being the sticking point. The province is sending an auditor to check out the VSB's books. The board is facing a deficit of at least $15 million for the school year starting in September. Education Minister Peter Fassbender thinks an objective look at its finances could produce some savings. The province did a similar thing to the VSB in 2010.
I want to ensure this time around with the Vancouver School Board and other districts that we work in a collaborative way, that we do not see ourselves in the same position where the blame game goes on.
I think that begs the question why the minister would hold a press conference in Victoria to announce Vancouver getting a special advisor when he hasn't had any discussions with this board about doing that. I think it's a bit of a political stunt by a desperate minister who's come under a lot of criticism for his government's record on public education.
The provincial decision comes despite the VSB hiring an independent firm to look for efficiencies. BC school boards are legally obligated to balance their budgets by the end of June. Trustees can be fired if they don't. A law is in the works to firm up regulations around guide and service dogs here in British Columbia. The Guide Dog and Service Dog Act is meant to standardize training and cut down on fraud. Under the new system, a certified dog will have a tag or a card for its vest to prove to businesses it is indeed a service dog. A licensed animal under the new act will be easily identifiable for business and transit staff.